People of the internet, it is Multiplier here for another Serum tutorial. This time it's all about bass, exciting bass, and stereo movement. So getting your bass to not only be wide or central or somewhere in between the two, but actually move so it goes wide, medium, wide, narrow, wide, and then sort of move in, out, shake it all about in time with the wobble. It's exciting. It's a brand new concept I haven't told you before. So let me show you how it sounds. Fantastic. It's a sound I made for a sample pack that'll, I'm sure, be out at some stage. And the name of the preset is called Danger Bear Robot. So glancing your eyes at the screen, you can probably guess that LFO1 is doing the defining modulation. It's modulating wavetable position. Sub-level 2, take a look at the sub. Also noting it's being routed through the filter because of that little S. Now here's the interesting bit. The magic behind this stereo movement all happens in the filter. Yes, there's a bit of reverb as an effect, but it all comes down to this filter. Notice. Sort of got potential, but it's not there at all. Also note I'm distorting through this filter, but the real magic comes from this resonance modulation and this stereo filter offset pan control. Notice I've assigned this macro width tune to the pan control. So the real position for this pan control, the stereo filter offset, is 2 o'clock. Maybe 2:15. So what does all this mean? If I bypass this resonance modulation, notice LFO1, the defining modulation, is modulating resonance. Bypass. Without that resonance, there is now no stereo movement. It doesn't sound wide at all. It still sounds distorted and thick because the distortion is still happening via this distort control, but it doesn't sound wide. It's in the center, which makes sense because there's one oscillator with a unison number 1, so a central mono sound source, and that's going into the filter, and the filter's just distorting. It's not filtering or manipulating the sound in any meaningful way. So the width itself comes from this pan control, which is actually the stereo filter offset, called pan because stereo filter offset doesn't fit there. But think about this pan control as stereo filter offset. Remembering again, very important, it's actually at 2:15, 2 p.m. say, to the right. So there is this medium amount of stereo filter offset. What stereo filter offset does is apply a different filter setting, a different filter cutoff parameter to the left speaker compared to the right. And therefore you get this width as the left speaker is playing something different to the right. However, when the resonance is set to 0, there is no difference in sound between a low cutoff value and a high cutoff value, therefore no width. But when the resonance increases via this modulation, basically whenever the modulation goes up and then wobbles about, then you will get this stereo width. There's a different cutoff value now, gives a different sound. Another way of looking at this, the pan control, the stereo filter offset, that creates the width, but then only creates the width when the filter is actually doing something. And you could consider this resonance almost like an amount control. So when the resonance is set to 0, it's not doing anything. And then when the resonance increases via the modulation, the filter does do something. And then all of a sudden, this pan control is making it wide. Sort of like that, but with noise. Concepts, knowledge, width, and fun and excitement. What other things could I point out about this preset I've made? No, that's all standard stuff. Reverb on the effects, standard stuff. Oh yes, this cycle I made. The wavetable, it's a wavetable comprised of 7 cycles. You can probably see them. So this is a cycle I made for a different pack of things that will come out at some stage. But yes, this is a wavetable I made using 7 individual cycles. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cycles. But the numbers on here, 144, 86, and so on, these are the numbers in the full 256 cycle wavetable. So I've taken 7 cycles and made it a full wavetable using probably spectral morph, but crossfade could probably work too. But yes, that is how the harmonics were initially generated, which of course then get distorted to make it more distorted, brighter, more harmonically rich, thick, etc. And how did I get these cycles? Magic! Not really. What I actually did is use FFT audio import. So basically, for those familiar with Serum and wavetable editing, you drag a bit of audio into one of the oscillators, choose maybe one of the FFTs, probably one of the lower numbers, so it chops it up into finer slices, and then you simply remove all the cycles from apart from 7, so you choose 7 cycles you like from this chopped up bit of audio, choose 7 you like, remove the rest of them. Let's pretend that's the audio. You sort of choose 7 cycles and you do add remove, all except selected, boink, and then you morph spectral, probably for this sound, I think, or crossfade, just try them. Do some morphing, and then that creates the wavetable. Click. Knowledge, power, excitement, and fun. Danger Bear Robot, brackets, stereo bass movement. Oh yeah, it's a comb filter. Forgot to mention that, but you probably spotted it if you're familiar with Serum. Comb Plus, one of the filters most responsible for many of the greatest sounds that are currently in the world of bass music, and even just sort of heavier music in general, actually. Yeah, it's a comb filter. Really cool. Low-ish cutoff value. But yes, the main idea here is this stereo movement resulting from modulating resonance and having a fixed but very definitely positive or very definitely negative stereo filter offset. My name has been Multiplier, and I will catch you guys on the Death to XLR cables. The XLR cable, die. XLR, die, die. It was already broken. Don't worry. New cable. This had to come out. Stuck in the tube. I explain all in another video.